So not much got done today. I got kind of caught up with doing a doctor's appointment, and then a little later on, showing a neighbor my telescope and doing a little bit of stargazing with said neighbor. But I did manage to get some done today. I got a little bit of the top portion of Minmay put together. Now I could actually continue on with this build for tonight, but it's currently almost freaking 4, so I really want to go to bed. But yeah. So tomorrow is going to more or less be me putting the rest of this together. And I'm probably what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up building the arms next and whatnot, because I want to kind of figure out the placements for that. But the one thing I definitely noticed is that the stand I have that I'm using right now, I'm actually going to have to add more. I'm actually going to have to add more spacers to this side. That way, so this side, because right now it's kind of crooked. And I know she's going to be crooked, but for right now, I'm going to make sure that she's actually fully straight up and whatnot. So yeah. I'm going to fix this off camera, and then I'm going to go to bed. So it doesn't look like much, but I got this portion put together. I was actually going to put some of the. I was actually going to build part of the shoulders, and then actually go in and reinforce everything, and actually build like some type of superstructure inside this thing to hold everything together, which I am going to do. But I want to take some time and work on my new computer. This is from my father's friend. Apparently this thing has an i5, so I gotta turn this thing on and see what it has exactly. But it's one of those Dell proprietary motherboard bullcrap computers, so there isn't really much I can do with this thing, but I still want to mess around with this thing and actually get this thing up and running, because I might actually end up using this as my as a secondary computer, because the secondary computer I got right now is this big bulky thing right here. So if I can use this if I can use this smaller computer, then I'll be good to go. So I'm going to spend a few hours getting this thing all figured out, getting it all fixed and whatnot, and then I'll get back to building Minmay. And if you're wondering about my angelfish, they're currently guarding their new batch of fry. Well, not a new batch of fry, but they're currently guarding their eggs. So I got multiple things. So now I gotta worry about building Minmay, and now I also gotta worry about caring for freaking angelfish fry. Well, that's if they're actually viable or not. So, yeah, with that said, I'm going to not ramble anymore. Alright, so I'm getting the computer more or less put together again. Hard drive was bad. It was constantly boot looping, so I had to go in there and reinstall Windows 7. This thing only has 2 gigs of RAM, so I'm only using 32-bit. The stickers on the side here when it comes to the processor is accurate, so I have no idea why my father's friend got the cores wrong, but whatever. Of course, with that said, I'm going to start working on Minmay. So, what I've done is I've gone and now parsed out the parts I actually want to work with. So if I bring those two together, these are the next portions I'm going to build. I'm going to exclude this section here, which is actually this area right here, until I get the shoulders put together and actually have these two sections here all reinforced. So I'm going to reinforce this section once I get the shoulders added, and then I'm going to reinforce this section here. And then I'm going to actually cut a hole in the top skirt here and whatnot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually reinforce all this area here, and actually make it so I can have like a pole, and I'm going to make it so I can have a pole here that goes all the way out to about maybe about here, this far out. That way so I can have enough to secure the neck to and whatnot, and same thing with the head. And basically, this, and this. Actually, no. This is gonna be free. This and this will become one whole section. So if I want to pop her apart for like storing purposes, or if I'm going to a convention, these two pieces will be one whole section, and this will just be this will just be a section upon itself. And of course, and of course the legs and the feet will also be a whole section upon themselves. So yeah, I'm gonna parse those parts out onto the on the computer, and then I'm gonna print them out and start working on it. Alright, got one of the shoulders added. Gotta do the same thing to the other side. And the little Dell computer here is up and running now. I'm currently installing Windows updates. I upgraded the thing from 2 gigs of RAM to 6. And it's a lot more quieter than the one I used to have here. So I'm going to end up using this one as now my secondary computer for over here. Which really doesn't tie in with my Minmay thing, but I just wanted to include that thing because I got it for free. So yeah, I'm going to get the other shoulder put together. Alright, so it's Monday. I decided to take a few days off to myself. And yeah, so now I'm actually now I'm starting the build process again. So I already got the one dowel that I got to use to mount the torso, this section here to the legs and whatnot. I just gotta go in there and actually make physical connections to this wooden dowel to this section here, and then do the same thing to this here. I also hot glued some two rare earth magnets. That way, so this section and the skirt will be able to just be magnetized to each other, so I don't have to do any weird modifications to this thing to get the skirt to actually stay with the torso, as you can tell. And of course, if I lift up the skirt, you can see how I have the support system for this wooden for the dowel here. Of course, I haven't gone in there and fully secured everything yet because I'm still making sure everything is the way I want. Once I make sure everything's the way I want, then I'm going to go in there and secure everything. But for right now, it's how it's going to go in. So all I gotta do now is just do the same thing I did to the legs here, but do it to this. And then, of course, do the same thing to this section here, which I'll actually bring in to show what I need to do to this. So as you can tell, it's going to go on like so. But as you can tell, if I just kept the wooden dowel going as is, it would have actually poked out here, and I needed it to go right about here or so. So I need to add. So I just basically need to make I just got to basically rig out another little wooden dowel for basically the next section, and then we're good there. But yeah. So today's agenda will be to get this and this actually put all together, and then most likely build the arms and actually finish off and actually close up this area right here. And then maybe one or two more things I can't think of right now. And I had to go in there and reinstall Windows 7 again on my Dell here, so I'm also doing that in the background. Alright, so I'm sitting here adding in the reinforcements I need to make sure everything's nice and robust. And I kind of wanted to show one of the reasons why these take so long. It's really simple, really. It's that little gob of glue. That little gob of glue has to dry before I do anything else. And it takes like 5 minutes per gob of glue to dry. It will only be 2 to 3, but sometimes 5 depending on how big it is. So yeah, I can go through one 10-minute video like I'm about to watch right now, and I'll probably only get this whole section here actually fully complete. So that's mainly why these things take so long, is because I gotta sit and wait for these gobs of hot glue to dry. And if I was using a real high temp hot glue gun, it'll take even longer to dry. So yeah, hopefully that kind of gives anyone an idea of why these builds take so long. Alright, so I attached both body parts. I've added in all the reinforcements that is needed to actually keep these two portions all nice and strong and supported. I added a little stick right here, that way so I can actually have something I can mount the head to and whatnot. And generally speaking, it's pretty much good to go. I got the rare earth magnets also hot glued in place, so we're good there. But yeah, so this portion is now done. So I'm going to spend some time playing YouTube Macross and kind of getting myself finish up the event, and then I'm actually going to get some more of this done tonight. It is currently, well, you can see the time, 11:40 or 11:35 or whatever. I'm probably going to stay out on the couch for until about like 1 a.m. or so to play YouTube Macross, and then I'll get back to building this thing. So I'm getting the arms all put into their place. There's like 1 or 2 more things I gotta do. But one of the nice things about YouTube is I can sit here, work on Minmay, and on the second screen watch a live, as of this recording, launch of a SpaceX rocket, which currently is going to go in a little under 3 minutes now. So, yay. Alright, slowly but surely this is coming along just fine. So as you can tell, I got the arms, so at least part of the arms added. So next thing I gotta do is I actually gotta go in there and individually add a stick to each ring, or basically to each little section here, to reinforce this whole area up. That way, so these can actually more or less withstand general wear and tear and abuse, i.e. going from my car, being lugged around the local convention, then brought back home and whatnot. So yeah. So I'll come back when I actually get that figured out. Alright, so that's pretty much what I've done. Now I just gotta go in there and redo it again, but basically close up the gaps with the popsicle sticks. Basically more or less, like the ring system I did right here for the internals, I more or less just got to do it on a slightly tighter scale for this. And this right here took about 10 minutes to do. So yeah, I'm actually going to upload a whole separate video of me just doing this arm for context. So I'll come back when I get this arm all reinforced. Alright, so now I got the arms fully complete. So the next phase will be actually getting all this area closed up, i.e. Cutting out those parts and actually adding them to this. And then the face and whatnot. So that's pretty much it for this build log, or at least this portion of the build. Though it took a little bit more longer than I wanted to actually get this to get the arms and whatnot attached, but whatever. I can already tell I'm definitely gonna have to. It's definitely gonna be fun when it comes to. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to get the shoes on Minmay proper. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.